The Fallen by Krissa Curran, Chapter 4, Part 2. A sudden snap and crackle of dried twigs from behind made me jump up in fright, wiping my hot tears away in embarrassment. Must definitely be coming on. I was hearing things again. Jess suddenly came bounding down the stream, racing to my defence, barking ferociously at the most dazzling spectacle I'd ever laid eyes on since this afternoon. There he was, my beautiful stranger, come again. It's okay, Jess, it's okay. His voice was light but full of so many different tones and melodies, like cold winter air. It was unlike any voice I'd ever heard in my waking life. A perfect, soothing voice. A voice that seemed to reverberate in the hollow of my chest, only like the best of songs could. That was it. His voice was like a good, heartfelt song that spoke straight to the heart, and its varying melodies sung of what? I couldn't quite place it yet. Sensing the calm that seemed to wash over me, Jess eased up and mood completely changed, was now busy lapping up Sebastian's radiant skin. Even she was placated by him. He acknowledged her for a second and then turned his focus straight back on me. Jess whined at the lack of attention. Maya, he said my name like a saving grace, like it was the only thing left to say in the world. Sebastian, I clapped my hand to my face, horrified that I let myself slip. I didn't mean to call him by his false name, the one I'd made up in my head, to make him more human, tangible. To my surprise, he laughed. The smile created perfect little creases next to those mesmerizing eyes. Ocean eyes. It was a laugh I could have sworn I'd heard before. That's quite all right. I have to say it is a very interesting choice. I'm sorry, do I know you? God, I hope so. Clearly, though, not anywhere near as much as you should, which is actually going to make this a little less easy than I thought. Typical. What was typical? He looked slightly frustrated by this. A sudden realization hit me, and I felt my heart sink into my stomach. A cold sweat broke out all over my body. I'd got it all wrong. A chill ran down my spine, and it wasn't from the cold. It must only be 5 o'clock. The night was yet to get colder. If I made it till the end of the night. Oh God, you're going to kill me, aren't you? My eyes were wild with panic, looking for a way to get round him and escape. Kill you? He sounded amused, or maybe he was insulted. He looked at it. Rape me? I tried again. Rape you? Oh no, I upset him. I'm going to get it now. Maya! His tone was almost reprimanding. It's me! He said it like I should have known straight off the bat, the one he was supposed to be bashing me on the head with, or worse. I stared blankly at him. I suddenly felt really stupid, like I was missing something big, something important. Suddenly another feeling swept over me, and I was suddenly extremely annoyed and fed up. Look, mister, boy, strange boy, I don't know. It's been a long day and I think I might be PMSing. And no, I don't know who you are. Why should I know who you are? One minute you're in my dreams, the next you're ambushing me at a park. Next minute you're gone, and now you're here, and I don't have any idea who you are. What you are. All I know is the second you've appeared in my life, waking or asleep, you've caused nothing but trouble, and many, many sleepless nights. And now my boyfriend isn't talking to me, and I don't know why. But it has something to do with you, and still I don't know who you are. So, no. I was practically screaming now, letting it all out, full throttle. It's not obvious who you are. I emphasized each word like a separate conundrum. There was a momentary silence. Wow, he breathed. I was expecting you to be mad. Confused, definitely. Mad, most likely, but not this mad. Yeesh! And to think I was the one who came all this way. I tapped my foot with impatience. I was getting my own back. Deep down, from the very beginning, I knew Sebastian meant no harm. But I wasn't going to put up with any more nonsense. I had enough. Maya, it's me, Sebastian. He held his fingers the way my dad did, bunny rabbit ears. I continued to stare at him blankly. I am your soulmate. He tested the words to see if they meant anything to me. They did. They spelt lunacy. I burst out laughing. Wow, smooth. I have to say I haven't heard that one in a while. I couldn't help myself. I was keeling over. Any moment now, Ashton Kutcher would jump out and yell, "You are so punked!" Then I would have two beautiful boys in my midst. That made me laugh even harder, as if anyone would be that lucky. Tell me about it. Did you say something? Yes, I said that I was your soulmate. He emphasized the words like I was naive. I knew what soulmates were. Of course, I knew what soulmates were, and I knew they didn't appear out of the woods and walk around barefoot. And they certainly weren't so beautiful. They were normal human beings who happened to meet their other half at just the right time and at just the right moment, and everything just clicks, and they live happily ever after. The end. Sebastian looked amused, like a child keeping the biggest secret in his back pocket. No, I asserted, that is not the last thing you said. I assure you that is the last thing I said. I could have sworn there was a heavier emphasis on the said, but then again, I thought the whole problem here was that I was hearing things. Huh? I wasn't convinced. I turned around to resume my place by the stream, polishing a smooth, wet rock between my fingers. It was ice cold. I might as well have been polishing an ice cube. I wasn't scared to turn my back on him now. He meant no harm, only mild irritation. I was too tired to keep standing and wrestling with someone who was clearly delusional. Besides, I was obviously imagining things, and I thought the cold water would send a shock into my system, wake me up a little bit. All of a sudden, I felt the right side of my body grow static. I felt numb, like I was injected with painkillers, where his body positioned itself into a ball next to me, copying my chosen stature. Our proximity felt natural, like we had simply resumed our rightful positions in life. I folded my arm on top of my knees and rested my head on it, looking at him sideways, captivated, intrigued. He had already assumed his position, mirroring me. I feel like I know you, I admitted, but I don't know how. I've only ever seen you in... I paused, hesitating. In my dreams. Perhaps we've met before? I tried again. I felt completely at ease with him now, like this. No walls, no fear or judgment, or unnaturally forced self-control. I was too tired for any of that. If I'm still drunk, then so be it. Let him humour me. Great, I heard him. But the only sound anyone else would have heard would be that of the gurgling, trickling creek, or the sound of Jessie's fatigued panting in between the sound of her tongue lapping up the refreshing, cool stream, the sporadic snapping of dry twigs in the woods, like firewood, or the rough and tumble play of red squirrels on a bed of damp fallen leaves somewhere behind us, the jaybird calling up on the fir. I didn't have to see it, but I knew it would be the same colour as his eyes. In fact, it took inspiration from them. Its vivid blue coat copying the way his eyes stared back at me in wonder. He looked so amazed, so content, dare I say, even absolutely besotted. Like I said, how peculiar. But somehow the weighted in my heart was gone. Whatever was pulling on it was now sitting very close, bridging the agonizing distance between us. And I couldn't, for the life of me, pull myself away.